Greetings. Did you know that success is not about how much money you make, but it is about what impact you leave in people's lives? That is one of the quotes from the previous First Lady of America, Michelle Obama. Now, why am I talking about that? Today, in the Public Relations Show, we are talking about accountability in your organization. But first, I'm Janet Kiriswo, and welcome. Now, in our last episode, we got to meet one of the dream bearers of the Good Part Hotel. And boy, oh boy, we have not even finished exhausting the application of public relations in that organization. Now, today we are going to talk about accountability. And you might really not notice it now, but as I go along, you will get to understand what I mean. And remember, this is the Public Relations Show. Reason being, public relations is the bridge between the organization and the public. How do you come out? Now, in terms of accountability, we will use an example in life. When you want to get an emergency treatment or medical attention, what do you think about? The first thing you think about is the hospital that gives you quick, credible medical attention. They receive you, they take you to the emergency room, they get you attended, and then they'll fill the papers later. In Kenya, we have seen situations where people are sick, they are almost dying, and when they go to hospitals, they are told to first pay an amount. Sadly, this happens. But now, when we talk about medical attention, emergency, which hospitals come into your mind? You might be part of the program by suggesting which hospitals. You can leave it on the comment section. Now, why am I talking about that? You will think of a place where they are very accountable. I will call this ambulance and it will come very fast. And I'll get served as I go to the hospital, and lives will be saved. Now, when you think about accountability in terms of banking your money, which bank comes to your mind? Of course, we have banks that we know this bank is good in terms of their savings account, in terms of when you want to get a loan, saving your money. But nowadays, you will hear of banks that when you're receiving your receipt from the ATM, you feel like this is not counting. It is not adding up. These are things that we tend to assume, but they happen. Accountability. Now, when you think of a place where you just want to go and grab a quick lunch and rush to work, you think of a place where you're going to get sorted according to your schedule. That is accountability. Now, you want to travel. In Kenya, we have so many services, companies that offer traveling services. You think of the fastest and the safest, and you know which. Already, suggest them on this comment section. But now when it comes to accountability, of course, let's talk about food because we can relate. When you want to eat, you want to go to a place where you'll get good food, affordable according to your pocket. You want to have good getheri, you want to have good nyama choma, you want to have a good pizza, you know where to get them. Now, let's talk about how many minutes you want your meals to be served. It is not you that will dictate. It is the place that already has given you an experience that, you know, when I get there, it will be 15 minutes because the food is freshly made. Or it will be just 5 minutes because they're just warming it up. Or it will be about 20 minutes because the place is so crowded and they get to serve a lot of people. And you know, we are not robots. Yeah. So, accountability comes along with the way you serve your clients in wherever industry you're in. Number one, there's a reason why in some places you'll be asked to book an appointment. And you will do that. There's a reason why in some places they'll just tell you, we will serve you even if you walk in. And there's a reason why in some places they will ask you for 30, 20, 50 minutes. Why? Because of accountability. And when you wait for that 15 minutes, when you're almost raising eyebrows, your meal is there. When you wait for 30 minutes and when you're almost complaining, something is there. Now, today I'm not going to focus on what to do when you're waiting for the meal or waiting for the services or the package, but I want us to talk about accountability in public relations and accountability to the customer. At the same time, accountability to your fellow employee, accountability also to your employees. So this is all about organization, the employer, the employees, and the clients. Now, this seeks to improve the quality of your work. Yeah, because when you're truthful, then it means I can trust you and I can rely on you. Number one, there are 5 points I want us to focus on that are bringing the importance of accountability. Number one, we gain trustworthy reputation. You know, your reputation becomes trusted because already you have shown us that you can do this for us. Now, we will be balancing the first point and then what will happen if it were the opposite. Number two, you make your clients happier when you're accountable. Number three, you create a better environment because we will not be running up and down because this is a mheshimiwa. He's just walked in. We need to serve mheshimiwa first. No. It will be because you've set a rule and the environment will be much better because him too will have to adhere. Now, the other fourth point is you improve your teamwork. Yes. So the team will be aware that it is first come, first serve. So they will organize themselves according to first come, first serve. So it encourages and improves teamwork. And then finally, the point is it increases capacity to lead. This is where now you get to know, I can actually do this. I did this. So it means I have something in me and I can even do much better. I can even, Now let's dig in. Point one, we had said it increases trustworthy and gives you a good reputation. This is important because being accountable, you take someone's trust. When you tell this person, I'm doing this, you take ownership, of the deliverables, and you take ownership of the service, and you're showing your client that you and your team are very capable of achieving this. So never forget that accountability gives you a good reputation. Anytime. That is why in some places, as parents, we will send our kids, go and buy this, this, and this. And when you send your kids, you're trusting the place you're sending your kids to. They will get that. When you send your house manager, she will get that exactly from there. When you send someone else on your behalf, you actually know that this person is going to get that thing. So that is accountability. Let us look at the opposite. If you're not accountable, then it will ruin your reputation. I send my kids this time to your place to get ABC, and then they come back with CDE. What happened? And then maybe they get delayed for a very long time. What happened? They'll say maybe they stayed in the line because they are kids, because they are children, they didn't get served better, or because you were not there as the parent. Have you ever heard of such points where if it was you, ingekuwa wewe haungepata haraka haraka, but tuliona wale hata hatukujua ni wako. You see, so organizations, we should try and avoid such. Treat everyone equally. So look at that. Your reputation will be down. Someone will say you wasted their kids' time. You actually endangered their kids' lives because you kept them for a very long time. That is the opposite of not being accountable in terms of trustworthiness. Number two, you get happier clients when you say 30, 20 minutes meals will be here. You get happier clients. What if you you give time, but you give the wrong time? That will create doubts. And an hungry person is an angry person. Yes, so you'll not want to keep your clients waiting. I like to give examples of hotelier industries because that is where customer care counts. Also, in terms of supermarkets, also in terms of places where you go and transact money for goods. Also in hospitals, it is very important to have and to know a clear way of making your clients happy. So we are going to wait for this while. Let that wait be worthwhile. Okay, now what is the latter of point number 2? Not achieving happier clients. This is when you don't become accountable to your clients, and that is why the word accountability is what we are singing today. If your clients are not happy, if they try and express their dissatisfaction, it is always good to just listen to them. Listen to what they are saying, and then it is good to just admit, yes, we are sorry. We fell short, we are sorry. Now, this is where now some clients will feel like they need to talk to the manager, they need to talk to the supervisor, the matron, this other senior person. In some ways, you might feel like they are going to spoil for you, but they're not going to spoil for you. They're going to help the organization have better ways of serving situations like yours so that you don't get into such situations. There's this word they call the Karens, you know, those people who always feel like they're right, feel like they're what. Those are those ones that have gone to the extreme levels, but there are those that are genuine. We can do this better because you never know whom you're serving. You might be serving a public relations person like me, and oh my, I like good services. And I always appreciate good services, and I always give good services. And I wish when I walk into any organization, any business, I also get good service. And remember, there's always a way we can relay this in a good way without mentioning people. Yeah. Anyway, that is the latter of that. Always ensure that your client is well served. And remember, they say that client is king. It is true that client is king, but trust me, not all clients are kings. Yes, I've been to situations where organizations feel like because this client is bringing in money, they can bring in any crap. No. I will always encourage you to always give clients the respect they deserve, but when it comes to stepping overboard also, then you can always tell this client, thank you, but we cannot do this and this and this. Yes. Now, it doesn't mean that you cannot reason yourself and know that actually this client is raising a good point and this client is raising a bad point. You don't always have to, they say, suck people's behinds. No, you will always judge and know that this client is right and this other client is not right, and have a good way of dealing with them. That is accountability, trust me. Now, another thing or another point of accountability, point number 3, is it creates a better work environment. Now, accountability creates a better work environment because you've already set standards. You've already set your par. You're here. So you don't need people taking you back. And these people are coming here because they know they will get the best of the best. We are coming to this hospital because we know they have the best machines. Yeah, we are coming to this hospital because we know they have the best doctors. They have good leaders, good nurses, nurses who speak to us very well, nurses who always correct us when we are wrong. Yes, so learn to be a team leader who always stands for a good working environment. Because when you are accountable, then the rest of the team is accountable. And that leads me to the point, which is the 4th point. It improves the teamwork. The moment you have encouraged a good working environment, then point number 4 is easy. Teamwork becomes easier because even the employee who is at the top knows that this is what is supposed to be done even at the lower level, and the one at the lower level knows this is supposed to be done even at the top. So you don't get people pricking on other. You don't get employees who feel like their bosses pricking on their junior employees. No, you're working for the same goal, to achieve the best for the organization. So the teamwork is encouraged. Whether you are this, you have been promoted to this level, or whether you've been promoted to this level, it works a lot. Now, let me give you an example. I have worked in a business organization where if you don't show the employees like this is doable, then they will just do shagala bagala for you. You know, if you don't show a kid that crayons are painted like this and they are painted to be so fine, then the kid will not know how to paint it. The kid will just do some, Yes, it is good to also put yourself in the shoes of those employees. And that is why we say, in your organization, as a dream bearer, you must have done something similar to that, and you must be aware that this is achievable. So in this case, or in this instance, if it was scrubbing or washing or cleaning, I will join my team to clean. And trust me, we will do a perfect job, because the more I do it better, they will also want to do it much better. The more I lead, they will also want to come that way. And this is teamwork. It shows that, I can also do it. So please, since you are now in charge of it, please do it and do it much better. Does it relate? Of course, accountability. Now, there is also the last point, which it increases the capacity to lead. Now, when you lead and when you do these things together with your employees, they will know like, wow, she's a good leader, And that person will know like, wow, we did this together, then it means I can even do much better. So you even create environments and create room for growth here and there. So those have been the 5 points of accountability, of importance of accountability. We've said point number 1, we gain trust and we gain a good reputation. Number 2, we have happier clients. Number 3, we create a better working environment, which leads to improved teamwork. That is point number 4. And finally, it increases the capacity to lead. So imagine in a team of leaders, how work will be well done. Now, finally, I want to look at some point. Yes, I'm a public organization officer, a guru for that matter. And let me tell you one thing, no organization is perfect. So since we are speaking about this and we are learning, do not beat yourself up as an organization leader. Do not beat yourself up as an organization boss. Do not beat yourself up if you're leading somewhere. You can always correct. There's always room to correct. So no organization is perfect. We understand we are human, and that is why we always have a way of dealing. And that is why I told you PR officers are flexible and they can always make a way out of situations. Now, always be sure to give clients good care. And these are 5 C's in PR. Number 1, just give them good care. Customers are at most priority and reason. Okay. Number 2, commitment. Be committed to serving your clients and serving them well. Number 3, competency. Always give the best and look around. What are these things that have changed? There's always an upgrade in the society. Be competent. Now, the community, mind the community around, mind whom you're serving, and then have a continuity culture of serving the same. So, employees will not get this if the company is not committed to offer an environment for such. That is it from me today, from the Public Relations Guru Show. My name is Janet Kiriswo, and I'm glad that you're following. I am glad. I appreciate the viewers. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are following this up. So in your comment section, please remember to write for me places that you'll want me to visit and talk to the dream bearers. Invite me to your organizations and share your niche. Invite me to places where you feel like you already have been served the best. And remember, I don't talk about what is not achievable. Everything is achievable. That is me from the PR Guru Show, Janet Kiriswo. Thank you to the Walam Pekuzi production. Until next time, be safe and be productive.